Empowerment with Dr. Josefina Monasterio.
Welcome back to Empowerment with Dr. Josefina, and I'm Laura Guttridge. First off, we'd like to thank Heather from Christiana's Salon for providing Dr. Josefina with her lovely hairstyle today. It does look very nice.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Then moving on, we'll get right into the lesson, achieving your goals. As I was reading the lesson, you say that we are all programmed with this goal-seeking mechanism in our brain. And if we have no real goals, that's what keeps us spinning and chasing our tails, as you say, because we need to have goals in our lives, because it gives our lives meaning, right? So when we don't have those goals to seek, we feel lost, and that makes a lot of sense. So I guess what we need to do is identify those goals.
Absolutely.
So the lesson really is like, how do you go about identifying your goals and achieving them? So human behavior is that, this was a question I had in the lesson.
Good.
This
I
is
like
about,
questions.
yeah, the human behavior segment. You said that there's not too many victims in life, but a lot of volunteers. I was trying to figure out what you meant by this. Did you mean that some people are like, oh, woe is me, I never can get anything I want, nothing works out for me. Is that the victims you're talking about? And then we volunteer to do that to ourselves?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You were telling me a story before we started doing the show today about, some article in the paper that represented you in a way that you are not. So the picture that was identified, it was not your picture, it was somebody else's picture, but you right also there. So what happened is that you could have chosen to be a victim and complain about, oh, they did this and they put me in the paper and there's no me and this is this fat lady here or over there, you know what I mean? And that lady was so mean to me and all that kind of stuff. Yes, you can choose to do that. You can choose to be a victim, but what did you do? You took that situation and you turn it around. And what happened? The paper wrote a beautiful article about you, about your pregnancy, about you being a vegetarian, and how old you are, and you accomplishing the goal. That since the time I met you, probably how many years ago?
It's been a long time.
A long time, since
4,
the day
5,
of the cat.
6 years ago.
Right. So you've been having that goal, and then now you're achieving that goal. Within a few weeks, probably by the next show, she already had her baby.
Yes, and I'm like 2.5 weeks away from delivery.
Exactly. So the purpose, the point is, Laura, that you can have situations in life in what you can turn them around to your benefit.
Right.
Because people look around the circumstances of where they find themselves, and instead of being proactive and making choices that are going to benefit you, then you make the choice to be a victim. Well, you are not a victim of the world you see.
Right, because we all can be victims if we let ourselves be victims.
Exactly.
We have to remove ourselves from that.
Exactly. So most people volunteer to be a victim.
Yeah, because I think a lot of people volunteer that because victims do get attention sometimes, like, oh, sorry, and so they like that attention, but it really is harmful, very harmful to them.
Because it doesn't take you in the direction of your life purpose, of what you're supposed to be, and that's why I say in the lesson, who you truly are, because who you truly are is not probably even the person you think you are right now. That's exactly what happened to you. When you saw that thing in the paper, that picture in the paper, you said, that's not who I truly are. I know who I truly are, you know what I mean? And then you responded, and you fixed the thing, you took care of it. So most people allow other people to define them, and that's what happened to you in that article in the paper, that they define you and that it didn't match your picture of yourself, and you said, that's not me. And then you lost sleep on it.
I was very upset.
Yeah, but you fixed that.
Yes.
You made it to work for you. So that's why being a victim doesn't work.
Right, and then another thing that you talked about is confidence. And even some people who are overconfident, it's better than not being confident, because you talk about self-image determines what you expect from yourself, and this will determine your goals. And high self-esteem equals high goals, and low self-esteem equals low goals. So you might as well be confident and reach for the higher goals.
Exactly.
Because I've known people in my life that they're overly confident and it works for them. And so, and then I've known people who have no confidence that should have confidence.
Exactly.
So you have to find that balance of, what goals you want and match it.
When you're talking about, that sense of confidence, and you have to distinguish between cockiness and confidence.
Right.
Like in your situation, it wasn't cockiness, it was confidence, because you know who you truly are. So people have to differentiate. Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, I did it good.
Close enough.
Close enough.
I even have a hard time with that one.
Between the confidence of your spirit and the cockiness of the flesh. When you're cocky, then you're arrogant. But when you're confident, you at the same time have a sense of humility.
Right.
Which is a big, big difference. So, of course, your self-esteem, your sense of confidence, or who you truly are, is going to determine how high you're going to aim. If I didn't feel that I'm worthy, then I'm going to aim low.
Right.
The higher my self-esteem, the better that I feel about who I truly am, then I go for that.
I see.
See?
So you know yourself.
Yes.
How confident you should be.
Exactly. You, in your case, you knew, didn't you?
Right.
How you responded to that. I think that's the most beautiful example.
Right.
What you said, because you knew this is not me. They're trying to define me.
Right. And it's wrong. And it couldn't be further from the truth of who I really am and I see myself as.
And that's one of the things that people need to know, who I am truly.
Right, and then to let other people know that.
Exactly. And not because somebody defines you. It's not based on what your parents told you, because that sometimes might be the wrong information. But who you believe you truly are, because you take the time to learn about you.
Right.
Isn't that awesome?
It is. It is.
Don't you feel good?
I do. This stuff, it really does work. You also had points to remember. But before we get into that, I wanted to mention real quick, I visited your website the other day.
That's phenomenal.
It is. Whoever did it did a fantastic job.
Well, I have to say, Bonnie Pfister from Longevity, if you need a web page done, you have to call her.
It's nice.
And the last time you saw it, if you go now, it's even better.
It's even updated.
Yeah,
since then.
updated. Now I have a page in which I have all my upcoming competitions, and I have my last competition. If you want to see my last competition, go in my web page. Dr. Josefina, drjosefina.com, of course.
Yeah, and it's a nice, simple website to find.
Yes,
drjosefina.com.
and I come up in the top all the time.
Yeah.
We like to be on the top, right?
Of course.
But yes,
it's fun because you can, go through it and find out, your personal life and what you're really all about.
Exactly what I do. So please check my web page because you're going to have fun.
It's worth it.
It is worth it.
So the points, have clear and specific goals.
Yes.
So that's important because you can't just be, like, my goal is to go to the moon. It has to be reasonable and something that you really want.
Exactly.
We all have things in our lives that we really want to achieve. So,
and the thing is, Laura, that people have to know, if something is in your heart, even if it seems impossible, but it's something in your heart, it means that you have the resources to do it. See, because if I have a goal, like for instance in my case, when I was in my country, and I didn't have all the financial resources to come overseas and go to school and do all the things that I'm doing right now, then you look at your surrounding and you say, I can't do that. But I had a dream in my heart.
Right.
And if you have it in your heart, then you have to believe it, and you have to have faith, and you have to take action and allow that. When I'm talking that servo mechanism, that guidance system that you have inside of you, once you believe that's how your mind works and you put that to work, it's amazing. Everything in my life that I've done is because I follow my inner guidance.
Right. And everyone's life, if you think about it, it's just full of goals.
And opportunities.
Yeah.
But what happened, like you were saying earlier, I have it in my head. They don't want to write it down. They don't want to contemplate those goals. They don't want to study those goals. They don't want to find out how can I achieve them. No.
And then before they know it, years have gone by and those goals have not been achieved.
Exactly. And the consequence of that, when people live life like that they don't set goals, that they don't focus on what the purpose of their life is, what happens is that they live life in a meaningless way, and they don't find excitement, and they don't feel happy, and they don't find fulfillment. And if you find yourself in that situation, it's because you haven't set your goals, your priorities, what is important to you, what gives you life, meaning, and power.
Right. And goals don't have to be like really difficult goals. Some of them are relatively simple, like you mentioned, finding a better job, meeting the love of your life, spending quality time with your children, running a marathon, quit smoking. I mean, we can set our goals not too high and then build them up.
Yes. And our goal right now is to take a break, and we'll be right back. Thank you, baby.
Thank you.
Mwah.